Hi, I'm Blake Webb from Bloom News, and this is
Nolan Miller with Bloom News.
And I'm Braden Cornwall with Bloom News.
And we are Bloom News.
Yes. We got it. Yes.
We begin our broadcast with the North Korean summit talks. The talks that have been sparking controversy recently in the news with the denuclearization of the Korean state and the sanctions that are being lifted and placed on North Korea almost on a weekly basis. These talks were set to schedule to happen in June in Singapore. However, due to complications, it seems as if that they're called off. The big man up in the White House, Donarino Trumparino, has called these off completely, and that Oompa Loompa is not happy about it. However, the talks seem to be back on, with a new set of sanctions being stopped from putting back on them. A whole new spark is coming to this conversation. Singapore will still be the area in which the talks happen, but it seems as if we're becoming closer. There may be multiple talks involved, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Our next topic is the Iran nuclear deal. Now, what the deal was it was an agreement between major UN countries like China, the US, Russia, and major EU countries such as France, Germany, and England. What the deal was it was an attempt to make sure that Iran did not construct a nuclear device. Now, the stipulations of the deal was that the U.S. and its allies were going to lift the heavy sanctions that had been placed on Iran, and in return, Iran would allow UN security officials to walk through their nuclear sites to make sure that the enrichment of uranium did not exceed a certain very low amount. Now, to make a nuclear device, the enrichment of uranium has to be a very high percentage. So to have the uranium be a very low percentage, no nuclear device was even capable of being constructed. Now, what the Dontron did was he and a lot of other Republicans believed that the deal was not made in the best way and was not made in a way where America was on top. And so what he decided to do was to leave the deal. However, this is where we stand now. Iran and the other countries who signed on to the deal are still holding their values and their stipulations towards it. However, Iran has promised to retaliate against America and its decision to leave the deal, and has also talked about turning up its enrichment capabilities.
For our next topic, we will be covering the current status of the gubernatorial debates for the governor position of California. And the current outlook is very bright for Gavin Newsom with around a 10% lead in the polls. And for second place, it is a tight battle between John Cox and Villaraigosa to see who will be able to face off against Newsom in the final primary election this November. As we did see in the debates, none of the governors are really talking about their real opinions on any issues as of right now, and they are all just telling us what their parties want them to tell us. This, I assume, partially contributes to the 40% of voters who are undecided or smart enough to not answer a poll. And it could still be anyone's race, as that is just about half of the votes that are still up in the air. But this is also a Democratic state, and as we do know, Democrats have a bad tendency of not voting, which is why they lost the 2016 presidential election and why El Trumpo is still in office.
shit.
Seeing as the conflict between Israel and Palestine is an issue that involves the entire world and is shifting the geopolitical nature of our Earth as we know it, how would you say that this has affected your personal life?
What are your thoughts on Trump naming Jerusalem the capital of Israel?
What additional measures do you think that the Israelis and Palestinians should use to calm the political scene right now?
This has been another riveting episode of Bloom News. We'd like to thank you all for watching. We'd also like to thank our special guest, Buddy, the dog. And we would all personally like to thank the best, Mr. Bloomquist. We hope to see you in the next episode of Bloom News.
Oh,